After the previous chapter gave us an entertaining and revealing yet illogical side quest, what will the next chapter have in store for us? Another side quest? Another story featuring secondary characters like in The Convert? And whatever it is, will it further the overarching plot? Hi there, it's Micha. If you'd like to find out more, then join me for this review video. The episode starts on Navarro, where pirate captain Gorian Chart, whom we have previously seen clashing with Din Djarin, arrives with his battleship to take revenge for his men previously killed by Greef Karga and Mando in self-defense. As the planet is an independent world, neither protected by Moff Gideon, who used it as his base, nor by the New Republic, Chart gives High Magistrate Greef Karga an ultimatum: surrender the planet or face the consequences. While the pirates start to bombard the city, Karga sends a distress call to Captain Teva, the X-Wing pilot we met in several previous chapters, requesting help from the New Republic. Karga also highlights that if the planet falls, it will become a pirate base, which would create problems for the New Republic. As the New Republic is swamped with similar requests, Teva decided to fly to Coruscant in person to expedite the matter. However, talking to Administrator Colonel Tuttle doesn't move things along, in great parts due to Elia Kane, who now works in the same office and reminds Tuttle that Navarro hasn't signed the charter yet. Teva mentions that he suspects something strange going on Navarro, citing Moff Gideon's interest in the planet in the past and the rumors of him breaking free while being transported to his trial, believing that the pirate attack is somehow connected to that. A comment that made Elia flinch a little bit. However, Teva's plead was to no avail. With no other options, he flies to the planet that hosts the Mandalorian covert, which location was supposed to be secret. But Din's droid, R5-D4, being a veteran of a rebellion, provided him with the coordinates. He then shares the news with Mando. Willing to help his friend, Din asks his fellow Mandalorians for help. As incentive, he mentions that Karga previously offered him land on Navarro to settle down, which could be extended to all of them, calling out that maybe now is the time to come out of hiding and live freely in the open again. After hesitant reactions, Paz Vizsla addressed the room, at first appearing to be opposed, but then wholeheartedly supporting the plan, highlighting that going into battle to gain a new home is a cause well worth fighting for, having them all proclaiming that this is the way, which is even echoed by the armorer. The plan? While Mando engages the smaller ships into dogfights, Bo-Katan drops the Mandalorians to be the boots on the ground. Weeding out the pirates on the planet, before she then continues the fight in the air by attacking the main ship. After some nice fighting action, the Mandalorians defeat the pirates, with the highlight being Paz saving his boxed-in Pierce with his heavy repeating blaster, the armorer taking out a whole group controlling a heavy gun by just using her hammer, and the main pirate ship going down in a blaze. Vane, the guy who started it all in chapter 17, is the only pirate that gets away, as he abandons his crew close to their defeat. Being celebrated as the heroes they are, Karga consigns all land stretching from the western lava flats to Bullock Canyon to the Mandalorians. Talking to Bo-Katan in private, the armorer asks her to take off her helmet, stating that all Mandalorians must walk the way together, and taking her sighting of a mythosaur as a sign for a new age for Mandalore, she tells Bo that she is the one that can unite the Mandalorians. The armorer then conveys to the larger group, who utter a small murmur about Bo-Katan not wearing her helmet, that she walks both worlds now and can bring all tribes together, adding that she will venture out to bring home more Mandalorians who live in exile, as the time has come to retake Mandalore. The episode ends with Captain Teva discovering the wrecked shuttle that transported Moff Gideon, with only dead New Republic officers on board, proving that Gideon never made it to his trial. Inside, a fragment of Beskar alloy is found, embedded in the wall. Does that mean that Gideon was helped or taken by a Mandalorian? This week I really will try to keep the review short. It was overall a very well balanced chapter, which started like a story not featuring our heroes, and had me shocked there for that reason for a moment, until they were brought in by Teva. What originally appeared to be a side quest, rescuing Navarro, which apparently had no larger meaning for the overarching plot, it became quite relevant when the Mandalorians decided to come out of hiding. Even the comment in the season opener, where Karga offered Din land on the planet, which seemed like a throwaway detail that I didn't even capture in my synopsis back then, suddenly became a major plot point due to that development. The episode also offered some nice action sequences, which were very entertaining and advanced the plot even further by the decision to retake Mandalore under Bo-Katan's leadership. With a great thing here being that I was thinking that maybe Bo was considering to keep the helmet on for a while longer to walk with the group, never thinking that the armorer, the strict and devout moral center of a cult, would change her way and be accepting of others outside of her faith. What a nice surprise. Also nice to see was that my prediction that Paz Vizsla would now have buried the hatchet after Din saved his son, which was not that much of a stretch to be honest, was correct and that it would pay off so soon, leading to his big speech in Mando's support. It was also appreciated that we see that the Korvakian monkey lizards are indeed sentient beings of a higher order than previously assumed, as they warned the Mandalorians of an ambush after previously being shot at by the pirates. That also added more of a cringe in retrospect to the scenes in the first season where they were grilled on a rotisserie. And it was funny, or depressing, you choose, to see that after all their fighting during the rebellion, the New Republic has now become a collection of pencil pushers, rather throwing forms at problems than actual help and solutions, like any other government, despite prior aspirations. We also learned that Elijah Kane for sure is still connected with Moff Gideon and his plans, though we don't know what they are and how erasing Dr. Pershing's memories play into this. But we know that he is not a prisoner of the New Republic anymore. Is he a prisoner of the Mandalorians now? Or did some of them join forces with the Moff? Or was it all a ploy to blame the Mandalorians? This remains to be seen. Looking back on the introduction of the pirates earlier in the season, I was worried that they were just there to be used for some action without consequences when needed, but turned out to have a clear role within the overall plotline, which made me smile a bit. I also had to smile when the apt title of this chapter, The Pirate, appeared on screen as it was accompanied by a variation of the theme song, including some classic pirate-inspired tunes underneath, which I almost missed and had to skip back to double check. Nice detail there. So it was a nicely rounded chapter that was fun, explained a lot and had a major impact on the plot going forward. As a last call out, the only thing that made me cringe a little bit was showing the Citizens of Navarro group that left the city with Greef Karga, a group so pathetically small that I wished they had not shown that scene. Sure, it wasn't the whole city, but it still was such a small group, similar to the finale of the Book of Boba Fett, where only a handful of fighters were apparently all the planet had to offer. This is a typical thing when it comes to TV shows, that large groups are represented by only a few, due to costs of extras and especially with COVID protocols still in place. But still, it could have been solved differently, so it didn't feel so laughable. However, this might just be me and no one else found that to be weird, but I still wanted to highlight it. With that being said, let's go into the rating. But before we go there, let me ask you to like and share this video if you enjoyed it so far. And if you are no subscriber yet, maybe consider to change that. By also hitting the notification bell, you will get a heads up for most of my new videos. Now for the rating. Let's get straight to it. This was another great one overall that did most things well. It was not done perfectly, as this small group representing the town was a bit underwhelming. Again, maybe it's just me, but it is my score, therefore it has an impact. Also, the absence of Din and Grogu in the beginning was a bit long for my taste, but not a deal breaker. Based on this and all I mentioned in the review part, I'm rating this chapter with 8.5 out of 10 points. Happy to see that the illogical plot issues in the previous chapter seem to just have been a one-off. I'm curious to see what the next chapter will bring. What about you? Were you happy with this chapter and the direction the overarching plot is taking now? What do you think happened to Moff Gideon? Is he a prisoner or free to do his evil deeds? What are your theories about future episodes? Whatever you like to share, let me know in the comments. So much for now, see you next time and thanks for watching! What originally appeared to be a side quest, rescue... What originally appeared to be a side quest, rescue... Vane, the guy who started it all in chapter 17, is the only pirate and had me shocked there for a